Welcome to another episode of the Lucid Show. We are back with our second episode.
Come on,
Myself, Keenan, aka OVO Giant, and
Dylan Wannenberg.
we
Come
are
on.
back again. And thank you so much to all of you viewers, to everyone that is engaged with us across the socials, on YouTube, in person. We were at Villages yesterday.
I was shocked. I was blown away by you guys.
That is wild. The amount of people that came up to us that just off the back of the first episode, they were like, "You guys are doing an amazing job. We like the content. Keep it up. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys."
Unfiltered, They know what we're going into. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it over this weekend.
It was really good to see. Thank you so much to everyone that participated in the interviews. It was lots of energy, lots of excitement, and you guys made us laugh.
The first Springbok weekend.
Yes, it was amazing. Like, not one person that we asked declined to do the interview. They were just all on board.
That is very to do.
Doesn't always
and
happen.
That's difficult. Like,
Yeah.
trust
You
me,
would know.
that's very difficult. But yeah, everybody got a free
Fixture
fixture
list
list.
to stay abreast and informed of everything that's happening with regards to the Springboks this season. Then also, shout out to, I forgot his name, but he got it spot on. He said Edwin van der Merwe is going to be man of the match. He's going to score 2 tries, but he scored
a
3.
hat-trick.
But spot on. To you, my guy, well done.
Well done.
And just for you, we're going to do your celebration.
Kristen Light's in the building.
Dils, thoughts on the weekend? A lot of rugby. Let's get into it.
Okay, I feel like they get wondering why this is here, So
I tried to glance past that.
Guys, remember, my score prediction was 35 points or more for the Springboks against the Barbarians.
So because the Springboks scored 49 points, he still feels like he won. So yeah, let's just go with that.
And you went for 25 points.
Yeah, but you said 35, Springboks won by 49 points, so he wins, apparently.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So his forfeit for today is a raw egg.
Yeah.
And it's nogal free range.
Woolies!
And some sriracha hot sauce. So he's going to do his punishment right here, right now. It's with the shell, eh?
No, it's crazy. You want me to choke?
Some nice sriracha sauce. I must open it first. Eh?
Yeah, but you're too excited to give me a strap, that's why.
I think that's a good amount.
Yeah.
Want some more?
No, it's fine. Cheers to the Bokke.
Down? Nice, lovely. That's what I like to see,
My word, can't believe it.
Yeah, it must go over there.
Remember, the wheel turns, eh?
Yeah.
Next time, whatever I choose. Cool. On to the weekend's games.
I'll say let's start from Friday.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Abysmal performance by the Blue Bulls.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, I'm going to be honest with you. But sometimes, I learned the lesson, like you shouldn't always go with your favorites. You shouldn't always go with your favorites. Like, because they were an African team, obviously we have to support them. And I did say the Blue Bulls will win about six points, I think.
But completely outplayed.
Wow.
Completely outplayed. Listen, the biggest thing for me was how from start to finish, it just looked like they pitched up there and they gave up. Ruan Ackerman, or is it Johan? Johan Ackerman. The father. Johan Ackerman gave a pre-match interview that just seemed to me like he had given up already, like he was just happy to be there in the final. He gave way too much credit and respect to Leinster.
Really?
Yes, way too much. And I think that translated to what happened on the field. They got their behinds handed to them. And to pitch up like that in a final, no less, not great at all. Kane Moody, again, bad timing on his interception attempts. Got a yellow card for that.
I think he made up for it at the end of the game. He tried it quite hard, but
yes,
I would say it's just the entire team that didn't really gel together, like they normally do. The Bulls.
Yeah.
Ambrose had a few good moments, but also he, what could he do? He
Yeah.
tried his best, but no one was like with him.
It's the same thing like with the Springboks, right? With the Blue Bulls. If the forwards don't get that forward dominance, it throws off the rest of the back line. Ambrose Papier obviously plays very well off of a backline that's going forward. I think it's similar to Sasha as well. He plays very well with the forward pack that's going forward.
Yeah.
But Andre Pollard, yeah, I called it last week. My hot take was that Andre Pollard is the third best fly off in South Africa. At this point, I've changed my mind. It is going Sasha, Feinberg, Ngumezulu, Mani Lebok, Vusi Moyo, Koen Horn, Yakin Ahmed, and then Andre Pollard, based off of that performance. I'm not
Chris Smith in there as well.
Chris Smith. Yo! Like,
I'm joking.
are you joking? Are you joking?
No,
are you joking?
After the performance, I'm sorry, but I can't bash Pollard.
This-
He's done too much for us. I can't. I just don't have it in my heart.
So we're just going to keep on playing him and picking him and giving him reward for having an abysmal performance like that.
But
Remember,
he had a
Andre
decent season.
Pollard,
He had a decent season. He wasn't
it
that
doesn't
bad.
matter. What did we always like about Andre Pollard? The fact that he stepped up when it counted. In the knockout games, when it really mattered, he was the one shining light that could make sure that he takes the team forward. He was supposed to be a Springbok captain. He's supposed to be one of the leaders in that team. He's supposed to be clutch. They refer to as good fouls as clutch.
Yeah.
Before halftime, penalty to the Blue Bulls, he kicks it out on the floor. He kicks the ball dead. It's inexcusable. It is inexcusable. And then Rassie says post the game that you don't know what's going on with the Blue Bulls. You don't know what the vibe is like in the camp. You don't know how the players are gelling. But he knows what Andre does for the Springboks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that statement?
I agree with it because what he does for the Springboks it's proven. He won us 2 World Cups. He definitely won that last World Cup for us.
I just think for me, form still means something. Yes, I agree with what Rassie said. You don't know what's going on in that specific team, but the best players in the world shine through regardless of the situation that you put them in.
Okay. An example, Siya Kolisi didn't have a great season for
the Sharks?
No, not the Sharks. No, not last season. The season before, he played some overseas, I think.
Oh yes, for
he didn't have a great season, but when he played for the Springboks, everybody was like, "Oh, where's this Siya Kolisi been?" And that wasn't based on form at his club.
For me, it's different with the fly-off. Like my fly-off, my captain, because he's the unsung captain or he's supposed to steer the ship. That Blue Bulls team on Friday night had no rudder whatsoever.
It doesn't just go down to Pollard, though. That's my
I agree.
excuse for
I
him.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Agree with you.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you to a certain extent, but I just don't think that he can be like blamed for the game on Friday.
Yeah, not solely 100%.
Yeah, I just think like nobody put their hand up on Friday.
Yeah.
It was they tried and they knocked the ball on. It was just a mess.
Yeah.
So I didn't enjoy the match. We both said it was a waste of about 2 hours.
Terrible watch.
Can never get it back.
Yeah. Thanks, Blue Bulls.
And I even had my Blue Bulls jacket on. Yes.
You went all out.
Shout out to Tim David. He gave me a blue. He played at the Blue Bulls, gave me a jacket.
Lekker.
Yeah. So.
But the only thing that saved the Blue Bulls is the fact that they were not the worst finalists of the weekend. Chiefs got absolutely pumped by the
I must give you
Hurricanes.
that. It was a smooth transition. I'll give you that.
Besides the wind, the
Come
other
on,
thing
UK.
that got pumped
Come on, you
was like you called it. You said Hurricanes, right? I said Chiefs.
Canes till I die.
Nah, you can't.
The Canes.
You can't get so excited for All
The
Black team,
Canes.
for New
The
Zealand team.
Canes.
Relax.
No,
Calm down. You
the
can't
Canes.
get.
The Canes or the Coats. Cam Roygard and Ruben Love. Love them.
You're gonna love them when they play against us.
I will. Because imagine him and Sasha against each other. Wow. That's going to be a spectacular
Listen,
game.
I must say, Bands went vertical for his try. Like that was wow.
Ruben Love is a different level at the moment. And you see, for example, in that game, obviously there was the wind.
You're gonna make my point for me? You're gonna make my point for me about Andre?
Hear me out. Okay? I'm going to make your point.
Yes,
okay,
for Andre.
now we're going to see it. Okay? So, they played at the Canes Stadium. The wind was terrible, if those didn't watch. The Chiefs played against the wind in the first half. So they kicked the ball up, it flew back behind them. They tried to get in the corners, they just didn't get the ball out. And unfortunately, it was Damien McKenzie. He had a terrible first half. I think he knocked it on, gave crap passes, the offloads weren't working, the kicking wasn't working, but it just wasn't working because of the weather conditions.
Yeah.
Ruben Love and Rooigaard smoked them.
Adapted to the conditions.
Adapted to the conditions because they were playing with the wind. Second half, Rooigaard and Ruben Love also played against the wind, but what did they do? They adapted to it. They maybe prepared for it a bit more than Damien McKenzie and his team. But now my point of this is, you said based off the way Pollard is playing for the Blue Bulls, he shouldn't be playing for the Springboks, right?
I said it was a abysmal performance, but yes, I would also say so. He shouldn't be playing for the Springboks.
Okay. So now Damien McKenzie had a abysmal performance in the final.
Yeah.
Should Damien McKenzie not play for the All Blacks?
My point that I thought you were going to make for me was the fact that you have a 10. You have two examples of two 10s on the field. One does not adapt to the conditions, and by reason of that, or as a result of that, his whole entire team didn't pitch up and didn't get flowing.
Yeah.
One fly-off did adapt to the conditions, did sort of get going forward and make right decisions and get his team going forward, and it oozed out to the rest of the team and they played well. Handré Pollard did not do that on Friday. Sam Pendergrass did that for Leinster, got man of the match. Leinster looked like a well-oiled machine on Friday. That is the point that I'm making. That is the difference a fly-off can make, whether good or bad.
Okay. Scrap the final. You have a fly-off here and a fly-off here. Damien McKenzie, Ruben Love. Who are you choosing in a final? Who are you choosing?
Ruben Love.
Before the final?
Okay.
You haven't seen him play. You haven't seen him play.
No, then
Who
I'll
you
be
choosing?
honest. Damien McKenzie.
Thank you. And that's my point.
But
so let's leave it there.
We have
Next
eyes.
match.
We've seen.
Okay. Next match.
SAA.
SAA.
Yeah.
I came
Be
a bit
honest.
late. I came a bit late, so I didn't see the first two tries. Shout out my boy Yakin Ahmed. Apparently it was good. I did see the highlights, so well done to you.
But let's talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
Yellow card? Come on, we said we're going to be honest. Come on.
No, definitely.
Say, use your word.
Definitely yellow card. Definitely a red card.
But you need to keep your head. I'll say it for
Yeah.
you. That is inexcusable. He had enough time to judge. There's nothing on, right? This player is catching the ball in his own goal line. There's no need for you to follow through. But again, let me give him some bail and say he's a young player. He was very excited for the game. You could see by the try he scored in the first half. Absolutely brilliant try. That is the type of things that we have coming out of South Africa.
Coming in the step, the pace, the finish.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But that is probably why he's not in the mix for the Nations Cup. Because you need
think
to
it'll
keep...
go all the way to that?
He's given Vusi Moyo a shot. Vusi Moyo looked so composed yesterday. Let's
But
not
then
jump
again,
in.
if you had to switch the two, don't you think Vusi would have tried harder also in the SAA to try and get into the main team? And Yakin would have also had a composed match in the Springbok team, like Vusi
Could
did.
have 100%, but when it comes down to it at the international level, it's about keeping your head in those moments and not giving away those sort of unnecessary yellow cards. If it was a mistake, which I will give him credit, it looked like a mistake. He was just going full
He could have
force.
pulled out, but
He could have pulled out.
yeah, it's a bit of 50-50. Only he knows what happened.
Yeah, but other than that, brilliant game.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing him. All I'm trying to point out is that at this level, you need to be a lot more composed, and I'm sure you will learn
No,
from that.
definitely. They're both young. I think Vusi also. To be honest, I actually thought he was going to dummy half and go for himself, but he actually gave the ball.
Which
So,
is great for him.
That's
I'm
very good.
sure Rassie
Yeah.
saw that and
Yeah.
was like, wow, that is a general.
I do think Yakin would have given a nice bump and tried to score.
One thing about Dylan, if he rides for you, he rides for you regardless.
I'm joking, but very good
So,
match from Vusi.
stand-up player for what you did see of the game?
SAA, stand-up player, I would give it to. I was so excited to see Siaya. He did when I was watching the first 20 minutes at home.
But he looks injured now. I
Siaya
hope
did
he's
very
okay.
well.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a future Chesnan and a
Yeah.
Kurtley Arendse on the wing, which is really good to see. Unfortunately, he did get injured. I hope it's. Did you read anything about it?
No, I didn't hear anything,
I
but
don't.
it did
I
look
hope
a
it's
bit
not.
serious.
Yeah, though, I think he cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
It was a
tears.
knock to the head, but it's probably like a HIA. But it was like Kani's boat. So, yeah, that will knock out anyone. Yo.
So I hope he's fine and recovers well because I definitely think he's definitely one player to watch out. Other than him, I would say, I must say, I never rated this guy a lot, but Vincent Nchuka,
Big
I
one.
think I think he had a decent game.
They
I was
definitely
watching
see
him
something
like
in it.
I was watching him just like there in the background. He was hitting the racks, he ball carries, he always gained meters. And then I will say also we were both impressed with Jaco Williams.
Jaco Williams is my player of the match.
Jaco Williams.
Got a call up to the Springboks for the Nations Cup, purely based on his like form this season and then doing so well in that game. You know what I like about players on debut? When they play without fear, when they take their chances, and that's what we said last
Yeah.
week. We said we're looking for players to take the opportunity.
Yes.
And Jaco Williams just played his normal game. He was aggressive in defense. He was brilliant on attack, very physical, very fast. One to watch for the future.
Definitely Jaco Williams, like I remember the one run he had and the two players came and he bounced them out the way. He still stayed in and we didn't expect that strength from him.
Super. He doesn't look the biggest guy, but wow, super physical. He reminds me of Kane Moody when Kane Moody first started out.
Yes, definitely.
Like, yeah.
So I'd say him, and then I think another shout out would probably be that Gilomere.
Yes.
Gilomere.
Also did
He
well.
adapted. He played fullback. He played fly off.
Yeah.
He adapted well. He read the game well. He had a very few good kicks.
Yeah.
I think he made a 50-22 kick, which is a massive one. I think he kicked really well.
Shout out to Zimbabwe. Like, I know the score was 14-0, but those guys really gave it their all, especially in the first few minutes on defense. They had some good touches. I think the rugby in Zimbabwe or the national team really needs to be invested in. Obviously, you know a few players that play.
Shout out Liam Larkin. He actually replied to our story. He said why we put 50 points against him. So
it was only 40,
was
so
only 40s.
sorry.
Yeah, I asked him nicely, just deduct another 10. So shout out to you, my brother.
But yeah, well done to Zimbabwe. You guys really can be proud of the performance you put together. And
definitely.
I'm hoping they can do well in the World Cup next year.
Tough group in the World Cup. We saw it on Saturday.
Yeah, that's
England,
a rough
Wales, and was it Romania? No, Romania's in our group.
Yeah.
England, Tonga, Zimbabwe, England, and Wales. Tough group for them, but I feel like they can get maybe a W against Wales. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, let's hope and see. But listen, we've been tiptoeing around it enough. Let's get to the main event.
The main game. The big boys.
I left immediately after the game, right?
Yeah.
And I was not in a good mood. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I not over the moon? We scored 80 points against the Barbarians.
It didn't feel like it though, eh?
And it bothered me for so long, and then I remembered. 16th of August, 2025. Australia 38, Springboks 22. I've seen this movie before. That game, the Springboks absolutely dominated Australia in the first half. It looked like we were going to put 60, 70, 80 points on Australia. What happened second half? Snowball effect. One thing after the other went wrong. And then I realized that is what upset me. The fact that we allowed this team that had 3 training sessions to score 31 points against us, 5 tries.
Lose defense.
If I wasn't, like if the Springboks didn't have a good record or history of having a good defense, being proud of defending our line, it wouldn't bother me. But then we would be the All Blacks, right? The All Blacks for years were always, okay, a team will score 4 tries against us, but we'll be all right because we'll score 5 tries against them. A team will score 33 points against us, it's fine. We'll score 35, 36 points against them.
Yeah.
And then what happened? The rest of the world started to catch up. Slowly but surely, the rest of the world.
Week off, they?
We can't.
Week off, they?
Week off, the rest of the world catches the flu. Now, I don't want that flu.
You must trademark that.
But I don't want that flu. I am not happy. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm probably going to be the outlier on this. But I'm not fully happy with yesterday. I'm happy with the 80 points, but that's individual brilliance. For me, defense in an international world-class team is down to your structures, making sure that you know your inside, your outside, and that's what I thought initially. Then I watched the game again this morning. Jesse Creel shot out so many times, shot out of the line so many times, overlaps, leaving the gaps exposed. Cheslin Colby, I've never seen Cheslin Colby try to tackle a player like this with the hands. I saw it yesterday. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
I must agree with you to an extent. I also watched the game this morning, only the highlights. I didn't watch a full one. But what I did see when they scored tries, like I thought, like people just gave up, and that's not
not
us.
our way. That's not
us.
in our DNA.
That's really not us. When I saw like people stop chasing after the player, or they just allowed the try to, okay, cool, they scored. Wow, we're gonna score more tries. It's not about that. It is about defense. And to be honest, like the Barbarians shouldn't be getting 31 points against us.
No, not a single chance. First time tackles, right? Rassie said because a reporter called him out. A reporter said, "How do you feel about the 31 points that you leaked?" And he was like, "This is the first time we're playing together in 7 months, 6 months." Rassie, with all due respect, there is not a single world where a professional player should forget how to tackle in 6 months, 7 months. It's a terrible excuse. It's a terrible excuse for me. And now a lot of you are probably going to be like, you think you know better than us. It's not about that. It's about calling out excuses when you hear them. Because otherwise we might as well be sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts and glaze Rassie Erasmus for the rest of our... Let me chill. Man. I don't know. Am I wrong? Please tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all, especially in this match. Like, the defense was a bit of a problem, but there are some positives I would like to take out of this game.
Yeah. Let's go.
Cheslin
Colby kicking for poles. Brilliant. Masterclass.
I think he's a new kicker.
Must be.
But then again, like, we depend on him too much, man. Like, are we giving him too much to handle? I don't want that. I don't want that to be a thing. Like, he's kicking, he's tackling, he's trying to score tries for us, he's stealing the ball. He's doing everything on defense. He's doing everything on attack, and now he must still kick. Isn't that too much pressure?
It maybe looked like he suffered yesterday because of it. I mean, besides the cameraman.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, that is shocking. That I don't want people to lose their jobs, but that is not gonna. There's gonna be a conversation.
He actually got a cut to his eye after that. So.
But let's move to the positives, right? Cheslin Colby, goal kicking, brilliant. We know if Marnie comes in, let's not give Marnie the kicking responsibilities. Let's leave it with Cheslin. But Jasper Wiese, take a bow.
Yo,
do you know what was critical for me?
Tank.
The first 2 kickoffs that the Barbarians did, they did it to Jasper Wiese's side. Every single time he pumped them to the point that they started kicking to the other side.
Yeah.
Now, for me, that was a big thing because that is a huge credit to Jasper Wiese. If a team decides to kick away from you,
definitely.
That's the biggest compliment you can give a player. Who else? Grant Williams, besides the yellow card, I think he was brilliant from the rucks. He was very on it. Lots of energy, lots of strength again. I was very surprised to see that. Andre Esterhuizen, for me, is the best number 12 that we have. I have massive love and respect for Doogie, Damian de Allende. I know I only call him Doogie, but the rest of people. But I have massive respect for Damian. But Andre Esterhuizen, for me, against England, is a must. An absolute must to make them soft.
I don't know.
Would you go for Damian de Allende in the inside centre against England?
I think so. And the only reason why is because he's proven himself. Like, Damien is not the easy guy to take down. Andre is nice to have the size.
But he's not an easy guy. Ask Andrew Kellaway about Andre Esterhuizen.
Yeah, like Esterhuizen has the size and he's actually physical, like he will run through you. But De Allende doesn't have the size, but he will still do the same thing Andre Esterhuizen does to you. So it's a bit tricky. I don't mind either one, to be honest. The only reason why I think De Allende to start is because Andre Esterhuizen is the guy on the bench that can come on at any flank or center. And I feel like we need Andre Esterhuizen in the second half against Pollock. So I need Andre Esterhuizen to teach him a lesson, you know.
Your star
Even though
boy.
I love him, we're gonna get to him after this. But someone needs to teach him a lesson. Dielendi can do the same thing to him. But yeah, I would say Dielendi to start and Esterhuizen bench.
Other guys that you want to make mention
Peter
of?
Steph Toit, always solid. He shot up on a few people as well, I saw.
Can I just give Sia Kolisi his flowers? Mans was absolutely brilliant on attack and on defense. Linking with the Edwolf and the Merwe for probably 2 of his tries.
Yeah.
Defense, tracking back, chasing lost causes. Sia Kolisi for me, and this is the brilliance of Rassie. In terms of the talk has been going around that Paul de Villiers is coming for that 6 jersey.
Yeah.
And Sia Kolisi said, hold on, wait a
I'm
minute.
still the captain of the nation.
Just relax, boy. You can, but I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
Paul de Villiers coming on second half.
Stole the ball.
Stole the ball. He went for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And what does that do for other international teams? It makes them worry about the breakdown. They put more players into the breakdown if they have a Paul de Villiers on the field. But Paul de Villiers, with all due respect, you're going to have to wait for my captain to be done. He's not done yet.
True. Evan Roos, big shout out, also played well. He had some very good runs as well. I think he always gained meters. Similar to Jasper, but I think it was a perfect replacement for Jasper.
Yeah.
Ben Jason Dixon also played well. Come on, you have to give it to him.
No. Didn't make meters. Had a few balls ripped from him. Just looked.
I think
didn't
he
make
did well in the
dominant
lineups
tackles.
when you scored a maul try. He wasn't. He made tackles.
No dominant tackles though. Like if you come on as a replacement, I need you to make dominant tackles. I need you to get over the gain line. He knocked on the ball. Ben Jason Dixon doesn't take care of the ball in contact. I wouldn't say always, but it's more often than not. Then again, Peter Steph Toit also lost the ball forward on the ground. Riley Norton also lost the ball forward on the ground. It happens. It's just that is something for me. If you know that's your weak point, I would want you to work on it. But I'm very worried about Andre Gofentes throwing in the lineouts.
Yeah.
JJ
Before we get here, big mention. Riley Norton did well for his first game.
Yes, 100%.
Big shout out to him. He did well. This front row, brother. I don't think they stepped up on Saturday.
Really?
I don't think so.
Ox had a lot of energy.
I think they lost the scrum. Didn't they lose a scrum?
Yes.
Who loses the scrum to Barbarians?
Porter also lost a scrum. Porter, but he came back.
He scored a penalty. He got a penalty and he scored a try.
Yeah. But Andre
Chunu.
Yo.
What a player. This guy. He's my future number one for the Bucks.
I was like,
I'm telling you.
No way did Nkunu knock on that ball. Turns out they shot him full on shoulder against the head. That's why he knocked on the ball.
He knocked it on, yeah.
But brilliant performance when he came on.
Yeah, that guy's a meter machine.
Yeah, no.
But it must be difficult to tackle him, man.
It's low center of gravity. It is forward. It is physical.
Yeah.
That's what we said rugby is all about.
Like honestly, I actually think JJ Kotze played better than Andre Hugo.
Yes, he scored a try.
Chunu played better than Ox. Brilliant. Zach played better than Karu Sali.
Yes,
Sadi.
I agree with you with Zachary.
The replacement front row is better than the starting front row, I would say.
Big call. Big call. Where were we going after that? Franco Mostert, I hope he's not too seriously injured. I hope it's not too bad.
Faf de Klerk? Wow.
But didn't make it into the team for the Nations.
Over Herschel. Yankees.
Talk about it. Tell us how you really feel. Why must it always be me that must be clipped? Tell us how you really feel. Why though? Why do you feel
Herschel Yankees made it over Faf de Klerk.
Faf de Klerk.
In the squad.
Faf de Klerk looked like that guy.
Faf is that guy. Rassie, why doesn't he why doesn't choose Faf? Look, I also can't speak too much on Herschel, right? Because to be honest, I haven't seen him play.
Yeah, not Japan. We don't watch Japanese rugby.
No, he's in France. Herschel's in France.
He's in France.
Herschel's in France. Japan. No, he's in France, and I think he played against the Stormers, if I'm not wrong.
That is. Oh yes, he is.
I think he played one game against the Stormers.
Herschel Yankees.
Was it against the Stormers?
Yes, it was. You're right.
We played away.
He is currently playing for
Herschel Jerome Yankees.
Stormers, Scarlets, Western Province. Wikipedia update your
Just say who's playing for now.
who does I guess play Aviron Bayones
Okay, I don't know
in
what
the
crap I'm
top
talking about.
14.
My
No,
point
you're
is-
right.
Yeah,
He played
my
netball.
point is I haven't seen him play, so I can't judge him on his performance right now and his form. I can only judge him from Stormers,
And you
and
didn't
I'm
do
still
it.
sure Faf is better.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a big call.
I don't see it.
The only thing I can think of is the probability of Faf playing in next year's World Cup compared to Herschel's. That's the only thing I
So
can
they're
think
gonna
of.
wrap him up in cotton wool and keep Faf for next World Cup.
Faf is going to the Cheetahs.
Into France.
Doesn't, yeah.
So why you not put in Hashim Peed? That's another guy we didn't give a shout out to.
yeah, they had a
Hashim
good
Peed
40
played a
minutes.
great 40.
Yeah.
Why you not putting him in there? Why not putting Imad Khan in there? Why you not putting Nico Stein in
Yeah.
there? Why? I just don't get it. But okay.
Kobus Reinach is just coming back from an injury. No game time, but he's in the squad.
But I'm sure at the moment in the beginning it will be Grant and Ambrose. Don't you think?
Yeah, it will be Grant Williams.
Grant to
Ambrose,
start, Ambrose on the bench.
Ambrose didn't
That's
do
fire.
himself any favors.
That's fire.
Yeah. You want to go through the team?
Wait, before we do that,
Oh.
talk about my boy, please.
Now you can go ahead. Dunkin' Donuts open.
Northampton Saints. The GOATs, the Premiership winners. Come on, get in. Get in. Henry Pollock is the GOAT. I said it here.
The greatest of all time.
I said it here and I'll say it again. Henry Pollock is the best youngster in the world. He's the best youngster in the world. Who's a better youngster than him?
Wallace Atiti.
Henry Pollock. We're going to make a poll
Wallace
here.
Atiti
We're going to put the poll here on
is captain
Instagram.
of the Chiefs.
Who is better? Henry Pollock or?
Wallace Atiti.
I like Wallace Atiti, the 8th man.
Yeah.
Henry Pollock's better. Henry Pollock.
That's why he sits bench for England.
Yeah, because he's an impact player. So Andre Esterhuizen, when he sits on the bench for the Springboks, is he not as good to start?
That's
Andre
apples and
Esterhuizen,
oranges.
is he good enough to start? Andre Esterhuizen for the Springboks.
For centre, yes. But
he
he's
good enough
on
to
the
start?
bench because he can cover
Is he
flank
good
and
enough to
centre.
start?
Let's have an honest debate about Andre Esterhuizen.
Okay, when
It's
Damien
not the
Willem-
same thing.
Damien Willemse
Henry
on the
Pollock
bench.
can't play centre.
Okay, Damien Willemse on the bench, is he not good enough to start?
Wow,
I'm just saying in general, Damien Willemse.
No, he'll start.
Okay, but if they had to put him on the bench, he's not good enough to start.
Yes, but you can say that about a lot of the Springbok bench
Yeah.
players.
So Henry Pollock can start.
Nah,
He's good
not.
enough to start for England.
If they really felt
Over
like he
Tom
was that
Curry.
guy. Speak to Steve Borthright.
Who
Don't
you-
speak to me.
Who are you choosing?
Don't talk to me. Talk to the England coaches. They clearly
Pollock
don't
can play
have
flank.
faith in him.
Pollock can play 8th man, he can play flank.
The England
He's a
coaches
goat.
disagree with you.
Yeah, because that's why they always lose him. Start Pollock and he'll win every match for you, except the Springboks.
Listen, is it honest
Okay,
question?
honest.
Is it the way he plays or is it the aura farming?
Both. No, listen. Man of the match in a final. You always talk about this. You always say Pollard needs to do this. Pollard needs to do this. Look at Roy God. Look at Ruben Love. They outplayed in the final, and they got man of the match. Now give Pollock his flowers.
I didn't watch
Man of the match. That's my point.
don't-
It's on the TV. Look.
I don't watch
Did they
Copper
busy play?
Stump rugby. I watch play rugby.
Brother.
England versus England. Two English teams playing each other. It's
No,
like
no.
paint. It's
See,
like paint
no,
drying on the
no.
wall.
I watch Premiership rugby. I watch every single game.
Is there
I
play?
watch-
Is there play?
There's flair, brother. There's flair. There's flair. Look at this one guy I don't really like, but I'll give it to him. He's Freeman.
Oh yeah, it was good.
He's quality. for
I can
Northampton
recognize
Saints.
ballers. The only problem I have with Pollock and that whole Northampton Saints team is that you can't like a song so much, man. It's a bit what, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have anything, if you like that your vibe, but come be the man for me. Like every freak. Nah.
Champions, baby, champions.
That is your number after you win the trophy. Come be the man
And-
I need.
And they said, we gotta pump it up. We gotta pump
I
it
just
up.
saw them saying, "Come be the man I need." That's all I saw.
Doesn't matter. This guy's throwing me off here. But anyway, Pollock, well done, my brother. I'm not going to see this video, but I'm just giving you a shout out anyway.
Why not?
Man of the match in the final, when he came off that field,
Aura was dropped.
When he walked into that change room, everybody else in that change room had one medal. He had two. Man of a match medal and a winner's champion medal. 2 medals. Nobody could do this. Only Pollock can do it. So all of you check your pulses if you don't like Henry Pollock. And we're done. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
On to the next thing. Okay, Rassie has announced the team for the Nations Cup. Any big calls? Anyone you would have liked to see?
Yes.
Yes.
JJ van der Mesch.
Yeah.
Another Northampton Saints player.
Makes sense.
How do you not put JJ van der Mesch? I just don't see why they're not giving him a chance.
I mean,
because he's too big. It's too heavy to lift.
We missed out on a player making meters. Urban Etzebeth hasn't really been making a lot of meters. Riley Norton, I don't see making a lot of meters. JJ van der Mesch would have been brilliant for the Springboks against England.
My word.
Yeah, that's a big.
Honestly, I love Ruben van Heerden. You know I do.
Yeah.
But I would have taken JJ van der Mesch over him.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I would love to know where he is in Rassie's thought process. But yeah, 10. Mani, is he the 10 for you? Do you think Quinn Horn did enough?
No, Mani, definitely. To start against England.
Yeah,
We're still going to do our video with the prediction lineup.
Yeah. But all in all, not a bad squad. Or
I just feel
are
like
you
the
worried?
backline's a bit weak, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Kirtley, Edwall, who do you think should get the nod? Kirtley, out of a abysmal Blue Bulls team, had a very good game on Friday. He tried his absolute best.
You can't compare Kirtley and Colby to anybody else on this list. Definitely Kirtley and Colby, and then after them it's Edwall and then
Kainan.
Moody.
Yeah. But exciting times ahead. Guys, thank you so much for all the follows, again, the engagement. Shout out to Maimuna.
Maimuna, my girl. Our first follower, our first person who commented on our TikToks. Maimuna, my girl.
We out. Cheers, guys.